welcome back to Rugby Connection. Now, this week, some leagues you had quarter-final knockout, and in some other leagues you had last regular drama, as we'll put it. But back once again, it's Kyle. For those that are wondering where Sean is, very busy man. He's on his holiday in New York. So, yeah, lucky him. Not bad for some. Hell, how are we?
I'm a bit jealous of Sean seeing all the pictures and videos of him in New York, but not too bad. Nice weekend of rugby to talk about.
Oh, yeah, so much rugby. As per usual, we have quarterfinals from the URC, the last regular round of the Prem, quarterfinals of Super Rugby, and we have the final of the Premier 15s and a new tournament to start today, but I'll get on with that later on. But before we start, hit the subscribe button, get the notification bell on, because we've got so much coming out, especially this week coming, so keep your eyes peeled. But shall we start with the URC?
Yeah, let's get into it. I'm guessing we're going to go for Ulster-Munster first, since it was on Friday night.
Yeah, we'll do it in order. Ulster-Munster. Worst Munster performance I've ever seen.
It was embarrassing. Like, I expected Ulster to win, but like, to think that Munster came that close to beating Toulouse in the quarterfinals, like the champions at the time. Yeah. And now they've been hammered by, we'll say, not a full first choice Leinster team 2 weeks ago, and then to this against Ulster, which I call another hammer, and it's not looking good at all, like even going into next season. Even though a bit of coaching staff has been changed around, I still don't think it's looking good.
I don't know. We'll see how that goes, but we called it. We said that Munster had their shot at a title, and yeah, Ulster march on. And shout out to a friend of the show, Nathan Doak, who did message me after the game.
He's had a great season, to be fair, and I think there's some young guys there for Ulster that have been really playing well. Like Ethan McElroy had a great game. James Hume, man of the match. He has to go on the Ireland tour now, and a few others as well. I'm
so glad you mentioned James Hume, because if you're going into this tour to New Zealand and not having him in that 13 jersey, you've lost the plot, because he's better than Gary Ringrose.
That's a bold, call. That's a bold call. I'm not sure. I would like to see him play in a test, even if it's off the bench, to be fair.
No, I don't want him off the bench. I want him starting. I think right now on form, you've got Bundyaki at 12 and you've got James Hume at 13.
Yeah, I would agree with you on form, to be fair. I don't think they will even play him in a test because of experience, but like, what better time to get experience against the All Blacks in a summer series? Like, he'll be set for the World Cup if he does play in the series.
Exactly. And it's no disrespect to the Maori All Blacks, but don't just use them for them games. It'd be a waste of a trip. Just put them in against the All Blacks at Eden Park. Go for it. But yeah, Ulster march on, very convincing. They were everywhere. They genuinely didn't put a foot wrong.
It was brilliant. Like, it was some performance. Like, there were so much standout like players, I think, in that game, really. And I think like the Munster back row kind of got outplayed, really. Like Nick Timoney, what a season he's had. Like, I was having an argument with someone last week that Alex Candellin, who's been on great form, that he has to go over Nick Timoney or Cian Prendergast with Connacht. And I was a bit happy to see my point proven by Nick Timoney at the weekend. And John Cooney, I was screaming like I was an Ulster fan when he scored that try, and all the Munster and Ulster guys fighting in the background. Ian Henderson probably gets the try assist for that.
Yeah, I mean, John Cooney getting his 100th Ulster appearance, and yet still overlooked in the Ireland. He'll be the big what if. When he retires, he will be the big what if.
Yeah.
But moving on to South Africa, and in my opinion, it was the game of the quarterfinals for the URC, Bulls versus Sharks.
You called it. You said if Bulls are going to win, it'll be by kicking, and that's exactly what happened. Christopher Smith with the drop goal.
I did get the kicker wrong. I said it was going to come down to Morning State, but didn't even need him. He was on the bench.
Yeah, it didn't even have to be used, but no other way to do it really for the Bulls. Like, you know, it was a great prediction. Pity didn't have money on it, really.
I know. Anyway. But yeah, the game itself, 13-0 at half-time. Bulls then absolutely ran away with it and got to 27 points to 13. Sharks doing what Sharks do, pulled it back to 27 each, and I'm like, here we go again. We're getting extra time and maybe penalties. And then Chris Smith said, nope, Bulls time. Slot, it was clean. It is probably the cleanest drop goal I've seen.
Yeah, it was nice as well. Like, you know, it wasn't like a 76, 77-minute one with a bit of time to go. Like, it was 83rd, 84th minute. Like, it really came down to the real end of it. And that Sharks team, when you look at them on paper, I don't think they should be beaten by the Bulls. Like, the Bulls have had a better season, but I think, no disrespect to them, when you look at some of the internationals, Sharks have like Oxenchi, Bongi and Banambi, Sia Khaleesi, Marcazoli, Mapimpi, Lukanyuam, just to name a few. Like, that's a brilliant team there. And the Bulls have got some great players too. Marcel Costilla had such a good game. And I think Ulster could be kicking themselves for losing him.
They'll probably still be cheering on them, especially next week with the semi-finals, but we'll get onto that shortly. But yeah, looking at it on paper, Sharks had it in the bank. Bulls had other ideas, and what a way to win it. Who doesn't love a drop goal?
Oh, I'm always like hoping, like when I see a goal line drop out, like please just go for a drop goal. They're my favorite thing to see in a game. So I was really happy to see that.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll move on, short and sweet for the next one. Well, hey, well done, Leinster. Absolute. It was an absolute waste of a quarter-final. It was not. Every game, even the Munster game, considering how poor they were, they did compete at certain parts of the game. Glasgow, now, this is proper curse of the commentators because they said if Glasgow comes out strong, they could upset Leinster. They did come out strong. Scored first. 7-0 up in first 10 minutes. Then Richie Gray absolutely swatted Jameson Gibson Park out the sky, pretty much.
Stupid.
And in those 10 minutes, I went 21-7 Leinster, 28-7 at half-time. Full time, 76-14.
Like
in a quarter-final. Are you taking
even over at half-time? That's the worst part. Like, you know, there's still space. Like, it's probably over given that it's Leinster, but there's still space to come back. But, like, Glasgow seems to just give up. Like, you don't see many results like that at all, but not to even mention a quarter-final. It's ridiculous.
Absolute waste. And as came out today, as of Monday that we are recording, Danny Wilson, head coach of Glasgow, has left. It says he's left. Does that mean he's walked away before he's been sacked? I think so. But
I think it was jump or be pushed, to be honest. That's what it looks like anyway.
Yeah, push before you jump. Or jump before you get pushed, sorry.
Yeah.
The question is now, who takes the Glasgow job? Because I'm not in the best shape. Dave Rennie left him in such a high position that it was almost a dream job. And then Danny Wilson's tarnished that in 2 years.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see who they go for, and there's no rumours out yet, like, because it's kind of so new, but I'm not sure. Can you think of anyone that could be in the running for it?
Not in the running. I just think it'll be funny if you get Stuart Hooper to do it because he made such a mess with Bath. And as an Edinburgh fan, go for it. Do that. No, don't do that. no team is worth that trouble. There was a name that popped in my head, and I use him a lot. I don't think he would do it though.
Who?
I think Stuart Lancaster would like a head coach role again, but I mean, he controlled the back line of that dominant performance.
Yeah, I don't see why he would leave Leinster though. Like, I'd rather the role he's in at Leinster than head coach of Glasgow. No disrespect to them.
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
I'd say
maybe Paul Gustard.
Yeah, that could be a shout.
It's very fresh, so it's hard to think who's available, who might want to take the jump. Because all I could think of is it's going to be a coach that's not currently working, or it's going to be a coach that's in a setup but isn't the head coach. So it's going to be a backroom staff.
Yeah, I can't imagine someone leaving one of the big clubs to join them anyway, like from head coach to head coach. So you just have to think that's one of them. Interesting
times anyway, but we'll keep it covered whenever I guess finished. Moving on to the team in Scotland, and I am saying it like that because regardless of the result, we proved that Edinburgh can perform and compete with the big boys. Stormers 28-17 against Edinburgh. I honestly have no negative feedback on the Edinburgh game. Yes, they conceded very early in both halves and got a yellow card. Apart from that, from what I've just said, Edinburgh did not put a foot wrong.
No, they didn't. And to be fair, like they had such a good season, even for no one expected them to have a season like they did. And even though they lost by 11 points, I don't think they were far away from getting a semi-final. So yeah. I think it was a season full of positives for them. But like Pierre Schumann, I think he had a great game, I think, and he's had such a good season. Like he's been on fire.
Are we just going to pretend that the Darcy Graham intercepting try saver of the century didn't have? I don't know how he got to this. I have watched it like 10 times on a clip on its phone, and I'll never understand it. So if you don't know, there was a chip and chase from the halfway line. It kind of bobbled around. Warwick Gallant, absolute speed merchant. He was gone. Got clear of Buffelli. Then got Buffelli pulled himself back, tackled, and there was going to be a quick pop off the ground, and it was going to be a try to the Stormers. Darcy Graham came out of absolutely nowhere, caught the ball, outran the Stormers winger, and got him to our 22. Unreal.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's good, brilliant work rate as well. Like he's another guy that's had a great season, and you mentioned Buffelli as well. Like what a signing he was for Edinburgh. I think Evan Roos, number 8 for Stormers, man of the match. Like it's hard to believe he's only 22. Surely he'll be in the Springbok squad because what a season and what a game he had.
I actually made the joke that I'd like to see him in a Scotland team just because of the way things go.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, Scotland, only a few of their players are actually Scottish, so.
Hey, you're one to talk.
Yeah, we can't say much, to be fair.
Exactly.
And I wear it in an Irish jersey too.
But no, I'm genuinely very proud of this Edinburgh team because I've been there. I'm not like the fake plastic fans that jump on the let's vote for Edinburgh bandwagon this year. So no, I've been there for the bad ones and like horrifically bad. Where I think the only team that we were ahead of was Aroni before they went into like administration.
Yeah,
we were a joke team. It was an easy 5 points, especially for the Irish teams.
Yeah,
and now, yeah, I wouldn't write us off. Mike Blair, I salute you. You're an absolute hero of mine.
Like Edinburgh next season and in the next few seasons, you'd have to imagine are going to be like contenders. And I know some people might laugh at that, but like you see the season that they've had now, they can only get better now as well. So I think
it's going to get better next season because the URC are having no games during the international windows. So you're going to essentially get a full-strength Edinburgh team every week, unless injuries and all that. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, so that's going to be even better for you guys. Like, it's nice to see these teams though. Like, even for me with Connacht, like that were once an easy 5 points for nearly every team, now kind of being up there and challenging a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what you want. And you want unpredictability. You don't want a walkover in any game, unless you're Glasgow this weekend. Because
yeah, exactly. Murray, what's your predictions for the semi-finals?
It's tricky. It's very tricky because you've got Leinster versus Bulls. Now, Bulls don't travel well. So, and it's the RDS, so you're going to have to back Leinster again. The other semi-final, though, Stormers against Ulster.
That's really interesting. Like, it's going to be really close, I think.
It is. It really is. I'm going to say Stormers purely because they're at home.
Yeah, like you'd think home advantage will really favour them. Like Ulster having to go down there to Cape Town is going to be tough for them. But I'm going to fancy Ulster, but it's hard. It's hard to pick a team for that game.
I don't want an all-Irish final.
I do.
Well, I know you do. No, I don't. I would like an Irish South African final either way. But
yeah,
I think it's going to be a Leinster Stormers final.
I wouldn't say no to that in the Aviva Stadium, to be fair.
It's not the Aviva, it's at the RDS.
What?
Did you not read it?
No.
So the way the URC works, the team that finishes top of the regular season.
Oh, I know that, yeah.
Yeah, they host.
But Leinster could still have it in the Aviva, couldn't they?
Is that them hosting it though? But then they've got the issue of, hypothetically, say Edinburgh top the league. Do you do it at the Dam Health with 8,000, or do you do it at Murrayfield? Because technically,
10,000.
yeah, technically, like Edinburgh play at the Dam Health, they don't play at Murrayfield. So
Yeah.
I don't know. They might have to word it better.
Yeah, true. But like at the same time, like they had it in the RDS last year because of COVID. But for the URC, will Leinster get like 25,000 in the Aviva, or will it just be like there's no point if you're not going to get 25,000 having it in the Aviva?
I don't know. I really don't. But we're going to stick with quarterfinal action this time and go over to Super Rugby. Oh my God.
What a weekend.
What a weekend. Absolutely. I mean, Crusaders beat the Reds 37-15. That was expected. We did say that. It was going to happen. You said the Waratahs, I think. Did you not?
I did say the Waratahs, yeah.
Was not their day at the office. 39-15 to the Chiefs.
Bad prediction from me.
Blues are flying high. Absolutely unreal. 35-6 against the Highlanders. Highlanders didn't stand a chance.
Red card did kind of screw them as well, though, for Andrew Macalio, I think. Macaloo, something like that. I can never say his name.
I don't think it made much of a difference. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck finally on the scoreboard, getting his first try for the Blues. The Ioane brothers linking up. Just too good. But the game of the weekend for Super Rugby was Brumbies versus Hurricanes. Brumbies flying the Australian flag high. They're the only ones left.
Yeah, it was a good game as well. I fancied the Hurricanes, but I think that was a bit of bias since Hurricanes are my Super Rugby team. But I think it's nice to see Brumbies kind of back in it again and really contending, because I wouldn't write them off either. But I think the Blues really look too strong at the moment. And even though Crusaders bet Reds on that game, I think like Reds should have gone 18-16 up at one stage. And then after that penalty miss, they just seemed to kind of keep conceding then, and it all went bad.
Yeah, 100%. As Sever Reese just darted through, it was unreal.
That was brilliant.
I've read his stats and it's frightening. So it was like a few weeks ago, he was the quickest player to score 40 tries in Super Rugby.
Crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
He's done it in 50 games. That's disgusting.
Have you seen Will Jordan's or something like that as well? He's got like 37 tries in 40-something games.
Yeah, he's an absolute freak of nature as well.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like Sever Reese has scored like 14 tries this season, and I'm not sure as Jordan scored more. I think Jordan, he's up even higher, like 18, 19.
I honestly dread to think. I'm too scared to find out. But we're going to have a look and have a laugh. But what's your predictions for the semi-finals of Super Rugby? You've got the Crusaders versus Chiefs, and you've got Blues versus the Brumbies.
I think Crusaders, I'd definitely fancy them against the Chiefs. Although everyone seems to be writing off the Chiefs early and forgetting about them, but they're still in it. But have to fancy Crusaders there. And then Brumbies Blues is going to be close, but I'm going to go for Blues because I think they're going to win it out.
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't think it's as close as it should be. I do think it's going to be very convincing. And I think it will be a Crusaders Blues final, with Blues getting their first official Super Rugby title.
Yeah, Trans-Tasman doesn't count for me.
But Aotearoa does. That's weird. I don't get it.
No, but that was just shambles last year, because like they didn't play each other until it came to like New Zealand only played New Zealand. Oh no, New Zealand only played Australia. But they didn't play against each other until it came to the knockouts.
It was the Trans-Tasman didn't work. From what I've heard from Australian counterparts, it was done. The way it was done was to make the Australian teams look bad. Like it was a weak turnaround. They had no preparation. It was a lot of shite, really. You were well off with the numbers for Well, Jordan.
Was I?
How many did you say he scored?
He scored like 40 in like 50 games.
Oh no, I meant just this Super Rugby campaign.
Oh, he scored like 18 this season.
No.
Has he not?
No, he scored 10.
Has he?
He is joint
That's-
top
that's-
try scorer of
that's
of Super Rugby. He is joint top with Phil Crusader. It's not Severus though. Leicester Fine Anuku.
Anuku, yeah.
Severus has 9 with Tom Wright, also with 9 from the Brumbies.
Okay.
So there you go.
Unless I must be counting something else.
I am looking at all time. No.
I was counting the NPC as well
Oh no.
from last season.
There's
That's
too
what-
many games for all that. I will try and find out Will Jordan's actual stats overall though for in a Crusaders jersey. It doesn't come up. It just tells you rubbish results. Oh well. Moving on. Back to the Premiership, where it was the last regular. It was kind of all written anyway. I mean, Leicester and Saracens already had their semi-finals confirmed. It was just who's going where and who's finishing when. And what a round it was. So many high scoring. Well, apart from one. Leicester versus Wasps was only 2010, but it was still a great game.
Yeah, I didn't see that one actually, but that looked to have been kind of one of the closer ones. But like, there's some massive scores. Like Northampton put up a great score on Newcastle.
Yeah.
Gloucester put up a huge one on Saracens, and then Exeter Harlequins only like 9 points in it, was there? But like
every team that won, bar Leicester Tigers in the last regular round, put 40 on their opponents. Didn't win by that margin, but yeah. Sale Sharks beating Bristol Bears, sorry Kyle, 42 points to 19.
What's going on there? Like
Worcester Warriors beating Bath 43-27. Bath has been an absolute nightmare of a season, winning only 5 games.
I wish they were getting relegated. I honestly do.
I do. I get where you're coming from. I really do, because that is a awful, horrific, Zebre-esque performance of a season.
Yeah, it really is. What's the story on Ealing? So they didn't appeal at that time, did they? So there's no sign.
No, they dropped. So if you go a few weeks back before you officially came back, Kyle, I was sitting with Harv. Now, Ealing were rejected the chance to get promoted because of stadia capacity.
Yeah.
You have to have the Prem want each team to have 10,000 minimum.
Well, back only have that because of temporary seating, don't they?
Yeah, but this is a bit that got weird. So yes, every Premiership team stadium can hold over 10,000. Sale Sharks' average attendance was only 4,000 though. So they weren't getting the crowds in, but they had the capacity to do so.
What's the point then? Like, it should be, if you want to base it on that, it should be average.
Exactly, yeah. Because then I argued, well, then you would have Connacht, Edinburgh, Glasgow, and all that not getting into the Prem because their stadium's too small.
Yeah, but that's great. That's crazy. Like, they still get good atmospheres and they still
Exactly.
get good crowds.
Would you rather have 8,000 seater stadium sold out or a 20,000 stadium with 3,000 people in it? Like,
easy question.
So stupid. But yeah, Ealing not going to come up. They've won the championship. They're just, nobody's coming up because no one stadium's big enough.
No one has a stadium, but they want to yet make the Premiership bigger, but no one can come up. Like,
so stupid. It makes no sense.
It's crazy.
Anyway, yeah, Bath got an absolutely blitzed 43-27 by Worcester Warriors. And no disrespect to Worcester, they're not the best team. They're just not.
No, they're not, but they've gotten a little bit better, like from last season coming last anyway, but still not much there with coming third last.
And Exeter beating defending champions. I mean, it was such a good game. Defence did not exist though in that game for either side.
It was just
What-
try after try after try.
Yeah. Lewis Liner and Marcus Smith's link up. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, it was beautiful. Like, even as a Chiefs fan, I sat back and watched it. Like, fair play. And you know who ran back time? And it tells you form might be temporary, but class is permanent. Stuart Hogg. Oh my God, he was everywhere.
I'm sure you're happy to see that. To be fair,
I am,
he had a
just
good performance.
because he's had so many doubters, and even myself, I don't think he'll be Scotland captain. Just because it doesn't sit well.
Yeah,
That he did something he shouldn't have done as captain. Yeah, I think definitely still keep him in the team. Still 100% the best 15 that we've got.
oh yeah.
But it's almost like, I noticed that in this game especially, it's like if you take the captain's shackles off, Stuart Hogg just runs riot.
I think he plays better for Exeter than he does for Scotland.
But that's what I'm saying. Take the captaincy off Hogg and let him run it.
Yeah, it's true.
Could still be in the leadership role. I mean, he's got
just not have the responsibility of captain. Some players don't they're not suited to being captain.
it's very hard. Like, I always I thought he would make a great captain, and for the most part, I think he has been a good captain.
Yeah.
Just it must be difficult if there's a scrum penalty and you've got Stuart Hogg having to run in to then make a decision that he didn't actually know what happened.
Yeah.
But it's been such a weird season for Chiefs. Like, where was that game a few weeks ago when we needed to win to try and get into top 4?
Yeah, nowhere to be seen. Like, the performance then at the last game of the season, it means nothing for them really, like, in that sense that they didn't make top 4. Like, you want them performances earlier in the season.
100%. But Northampton, oh my God, 65-26 over Newcastle Falcons. Yes, there was a red card, but I think it was over well before the red card was shown. Tommy Freeman, the young high flyer of Northampton, hat-trick.
He's a great player as well. Like, there's so many options in the back three for England at this stage now.
Yeah. None of them will get picked because it doesn't matter to Eddie Jones.
Yeah, he doesn't care. Like, Tommy Freeman's only just turned 21. Like, that's insane.
That's disgusting. It is. It really is. But Gloucester versus Saracens. Now, I don't care if people are saying the Saracens went out with a B team because they had the semi-final confirmed. Doesn't matter. Gloucester put 50 on you.
I think it's poor though from Saracens really to see like they put out such a weak team just to get hammered because they don't care. I don't think that's very good for the competition. Like, you still want them games to be competitive and
yeah, exactly. But it brings me joy that Saracens get whacked that much. I don't care if it's like fresh out of college players or experienced players. There were some players in there that, like Jackson Ray was captain in that side. So, still funny. I love it. But it's not all doom and gloom for the famous black and red of Saracens, because Saracens women, Premier 15s champions, once again, beating my beloved Exeter Chiefs 43-21. And they were everywhere. Marley Packer, player of the match, rightfully so. Absolutely unreal. Just too good.
I didn't get to see the full game, to be fair, but I was hoping Exeter would put up a little bit more of a fight. Like, I expected Saracens to win, but it would really have been nice to see Exeter win. Like, you still can't fault them, like, where they've come from, only being founded only a couple of years ago, really.
Yeah,
now
this was the girls' first Premier 15s final, and they got the cup this year. So onwards and upwards. But got so many friends in Exeter now. All the Exeter Chiefs liked the girls anyway. Liked the fact that we had their captain Kay Zachary on.
Yeah,
I've been in contact with some of them. They now want to come on. So that's I love that. That's how it should be. And there's no rest for the wicked because, like I've just said, some of the Exeter Chiefs girls are Canada and USA capped. So they're all over in New Zealand for the Pacific 4 series, which is Canada, USA, the Black Ferns, and the Wallaroos. 36-5 to Canada.
That was insane, like a walkover. But New Zealand and Australia was a bit closer, 23-10.
That's a good game. Absolutely passing it down though. Torrential rain. 10-5 to the Wallaroos at halftime. Full time, Wallaroos 10, Black Ferns 23. What a comeback. And there was a weird debut because I already thought she was capped, especially on the 15th side. I know she is rugby royalty in the sevens world. Ruby Tui.
Is that her debut?
That was her debut, yeah.
Interesting. How did she get on in 15s?
Oh, like a duck to water.
Yeah.
She just gets rugby.
I wouldn't have thought that like she would have been only making her debut now. Like she's 30, I think so.
No. Is she 30?
Yeah.
Nah. Ruby Tui. Oh my god. Yeah, she is. Fair enough. Fair enough.
You learn something new every day.
You do. And we'll drop a little exclusive here. We've got a Black Fern coming on to the Final Whistle show. One for the future as well. Amy Duplessis plays for the Matatu team of the Super Rugby Alpiki tournament that was in February, I want to say.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. 22 years old. Yeah, bright future ahead. So, yeah, that's a rugby roundup, basically. That's everything. Crushed.
Yeah, I think so. Top 14 was the only thing, but like every single game was on last night and not one of them on TV. So I didn't get a chance to catch up with that.
Do you not have Premier Sport, Kyle?
I do, but the soccer was on it.
Oh, that's poor. That's absolutely
The
poor.
international soccer was on Premier Sport 1, 2, Free Sports, everything.
Rugby's better. Sorry. But
Exactly.
I'm not sorry. This is a rugby podcast. Rugby is better. So, yeah. Well, I'm just looking at the results. Clermont Auvergne beat Montpellier 20 points to 15. I don't know if that's shocking or not. I don't keep up to tabs with top 14.
For me, it is a little bit because Montpellier have come second and Clermont are down about 7th, I think. So a little bit at the moment, but Castres and Montpellier really kind of the top guys, and then Bordeaux and Toulouse also in the top 4.
Bordeaux got beaten,
yeah, by
Perpignan.
Oh, really?
22-15.
That's the thing though. Top 14, like home advantage is such a huge thing for them.
Absolutely. I mean, Cass, like you said, they beat Pau or Po, however you say it. I have always said Pau. How do you say it?
Po.
Fuck. 2016. Brive beat Stade Francais 33-17, and that was away.
Stade Francais have really gone into the mud lately. Like they've finished 10th, I think.
Oh, they've still got nice kits. You can't take that away from them. I love Stade Francais kits.
I don't like them at all. I have a flag up there belonging to them, signed by Parise, but that's the only little bit of the stuff I have. I hate their kits. No,
that's just an overrated player I don't like.
Really?
Yeah.
Stop.
I don't see the hype with Parise. I am expecting the hate comments coming in.
Yeah, drop them in.
He was only as good because the rest of the players around him was dog water. Somebody had this debate with me ages ago because I got asked like a drop bench start, and I can't remember the other one, but it was Kieran Reid and Parise. And I was like, right, Parise's not coming into this at all. Kieran Reid starts like all day.
It's tough. I'd probably go with Kieran Reid, but like I think Parise is one of the best 8s ever, but I don't say he's the best.
Nah. It just didn't do it for me. Like, yeah, good player, but only because the teams he was in wasn't great.
It annoyed me when he went for the drop goal against England that time when they were behind to win it, and he just sliced it. Like, would you not like let the out half do it if you want to do that or hold on to the ball?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't. But so I got into an argument saying like Kieran Reid starts miles ahead with Parise purely because, and I was like, look, 2-time world champion, blah 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 blah, right? And then what has Parise done?
Yeah.
And the guy's argument was, so you're tarnishing Parise because he's not won a World Cup. I was like, okay, take the international caps out of the equation. Kieran Reid's still got like 6 league titles with the Crusaders to Parise's 1.
Are you sure that wasn't me that was arguing with you that time?
No, it wasn't you. I promise it wasn't you, Kyle.
Because I've had that argument with someone about something similar as well.
Just, yeah. I like the fact that they were just like, take the international out of it. I was like, okay, Kieran Reid's still a better player. Simple. Waste of time that was. European champions La Rochelle continued their momentum. 29-26 win over Challenge Cup winners Lyon.
Yeah, it was kind of nice to see Challenge and Champions Cup go up against each other. It was a little bit like the
Just give it a
Super League thing that you wanted.
Just give us it. It's
Well,
easier if they're in the same league as well.
You got it.
Yeah, but there's no, I didn't get it.
I know, yeah. And it wasn't a first choice La Rochelle team either. Like their pack was, a lot of them were rested. I think the back was a bit similar, but still
hungover from the victory.
Yeah, it looks like it. Uni Antonio was wearing the number 23 jersey when they went for a 6-2 split.
Oh my. And lastly, Racing 92 beat Toulon 21-16. So there you go. First time in the history of Rugby Connection without Sean, we've actually covered top 14.
Next will be MLR now.
No, it's not. That's a Sean exclusive. I can't. I generally can't.
I must start watching it, to be fair. Like, you see some funny clips from it.
It shouldn't be funny though. There's one guy I like, and I absolutely love him, and we've had him on the show. It's Danny Tusitala. Brilliant. Just needs to get him to a good club. Old Glory's not doing great, apparently, so let's get him to a good team. He wants to play for Sale.
For Sale? Sign him up.
I asked him that famous question, if you could sign for any team in the Northern Hemisphere, who would it be?
He's in the Northern Hemisphere.
Proper Northern Hemisphere.
Yeah. Europe,
yeah. Or no, I would have counted Japan, because Japan's Northern Hemisphere too.
Is it?
There you go. You learn something new every day as well.
I didn't know that.
Yes, it is. It's on that, it's like on the edge of the equator, but yeah, it is.
Okay. Geography is not my strong point anyway. I'm looking at the Google Maps here now, trying to find it. I don't even know where it is, to be honest.
Where Australia is, up a bit. It's just a tiny little. Japan's not big on a map.
Oh yeah, I found it here. It's beside Russia.
Everything's beside Russia when you look at it in context.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, we're going off topic. There's your roundup. We've got all semi-finals next week for URC. We've done our predictions on that. Super Rugby, again, prediction. Oh, we've not done our Prem predictions.
Oh yeah.
Leicester Tigers versus Northampton Saints. You've actually got a derby in the semi-final.
Cool, but you have to go for Leicester on this one, I think.
Yeah. And Saracens versus defending champions, Harlequins. Come on, Quags!
Yeah, 100%. I really hope they win, but I don't think they will. Not confident.
Oh no, I'm not doing that. I am fully confident that they can beat Saracens, and I want them to beat Saracens because I can't do a show where Leinster and Saracens are in domestic finals. I can't.
Yeah, that's going to be really tough for you next week or 2 weeks' time.
It'll be the most depressing episode ever.
Yeah, you've got a Leinster agenda and a Saracens agenda I can kind of agree with. But
I think I've got more of a Saracens agenda. I'll give you that.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But I might have to even support Stormers next week for the URC.
No.
I'll tell you about it later. There's a nice gesture. There's a nice story behind it. Coming out this week, it is the greatest of all time, Emily Scarrett. Sat down with her last week. She's absolutely lovely. Absolute legend. So down to earth. And in the following week, you'll find out next week. I'm not telling you nothing.
Keeping the secrets.
Keeping it close. But yeah, subscribe. Follow on Spotify. follow on Instagram, follow us on TikTok, because the numbers are actually getting up there now. I think we gained 3 subscribers or 4 subscribers this week on YouTube alone. So there you go.
Let's keep sharing it as well. Get your friends to watch.
Sharing is
the more
key.
the better.
The more the better. Yeah.
And then you can talk shit about me and Murray to your friends after you've all listened to it.
Exactly. You can even comment. You can talk shit and comment shit on our TikToks about it.
Yeah. Murray will be straight back to you.
Yeah. Heard you said this on the Rugby Connection. Yeah. The fans for the fans, by the fans. Get it done. But yeah. Thank you once again, Kyle, for talking shit with me.
Not a bother. Thanks, Murray.
No worries. And this has been the Rugby Connection. We will see you next time.